Hi. I was just speaking for about 3 minutes and I thought that it was on, but it wasn't. Um, One thing that I want people to know is I want this message to get to females, to kids, to adolescents, to the unsuspecting people that are getting harmed out there from other people. Know that most all people have some sort of wickedness in them. Sometimes it goes to the level of evil and criminal behavior. But criminal behavior is just that. It's a behavior. It's not usually something that is just a one-time event. It's a behavior, which means it's going to um, come back around again. Wanting something to be other than it is doesn't make it so. Women are notorious for being in denial, for being um, not accepting of how the you know things are. They they sometimes, put themselves at risk, in harm's way, and their kids at risk, out of fear. They're stunned, they're silent, they don't know what to do. But God can take you places. This is not a religious talk as far as some mystical um, talk about God. I'm just saying the God that made the first cat, the first cat that purrs and kind of walks on it sideways to make you laugh, and when he's letting you know he wants to play, he wants you to chase him, you know. Because at the end of the day, that is gonna be who's gonna help you if you accept him into your life. That all that means is it's a very simple principle. It's you just talk to him and you have a relationship with him, as far as talking to him and thanking him for the things that you do have and for the protection that he has given you. Having said that, you still have the responsibility um, to understand some some things. You have the responsibility for your own life, because at the end of the day, there's very few people on earth that are really going to be there every time you need them. You know, you need to take care of yourself, and one thing is you need to get bad people off of you. Away out of you. You have to build your world within this world, and you need to tell on them and understanding the forces that be. There's like the government, and then there's the courts, and then police, and then child protective custody, and then there's people in the schools, and there's people that care. If you in the churches that care, if you find someone that cares and who's tough, they're gonna help you. And sometimes you got to go through 100 people before you find that person. Sometimes it's just they're two people away. But you got to keep going, and you got to get help, and there's nobody that should be abusing you. Nobody that should be making you, and God puts this guidance system in us. It's called feelings. So you ask yourself, how is this person making me feel? And if they're making you feel bad, then you have to do something to get out of the way of that. And you have to take action, and you have to ask for help, and keep asking for help. You know, if you're being bullied, that person may be being bullied at home, being beaten at home. You just never know. So you can call Child Protective Services and ask them to go investigate them. Sometimes a pounding on the door from Child Protective Services is exactly what. That's what helped my home child life. It actually did. I called them myself. Uh, I called them, sorry. I called the police myself. I went to the hospital after I had some cramps, and I told the hospital what was going on in my house. And then they came, they phoned my mom, and they talked to me, and things got better. I think my mom started to get scared. Oh, the wake-up call was that light bulb going on of the child protective custody, because she knew she could get in trouble for staying with this guy that she knew he did that to me. Not all the blame goes on my mom, and I forgave my mom. And in my view, my mom was very fortunate for that I even still speak to her for still staying with him after he lied and said, "Oh, I was just checking to see if she wet the bed when he molested me." It's like, you're not that stupid. That's your excuse for staying with him because of the money, because he had a job. Because that's always what my mom said. Just find a man with a good job. That's been all. It doesn't matter, good, bad, person, ugly. Just that was it. Just money. And that's the cycles. Like when you have kids, and you just have them, you don't teach them anything about life skills. Nor does the school doesn't teach them how to make money and survive and enjoy their life. And then they make stupid decisions. They keep on having kids and they can't afford them. But it's more than the money. It's the fact that these kids, they need guidance, they need support, they need understanding of how the world works, they need knowledge. You can't, don't just keep. I'm saying this to girls because girls, you can get pregnant. Like 12 years old and up, you can get pregnant. This guy will come along and tap that and he'll be gone. And you can, and it does happen. You think, oh, it's not going to happen to me. Why wouldn't it? What makes you so special that it wouldn't happen to you? If the sperm gets to that egg and it's the right time of the month, you're going to get pregnant. And he's gone, and you're the one that has, a 20-year battle on your hand raising this kid. And all your freedom's gone. You have to protect yourself, and you have to just, you know, learn to manage situations. Don't put yourself at risk. Don't let this guy manipulate you, trick you. Some of them are real good looking, some of them are smooth talkers, some of them are really bad, good looking guys. And they're going to come up all around you, and they're going to, especially if you're a nice, pretty girl, you're a target. You're a target. They're going to come after you. You respect yourself, and if you're going to do the adult deed, wait till you get to be an adult, and wait till you find a good guy to be a good dad to your kids. You have to think, wow, what if I do get pregnant? I want to have a good guy. It takes time to get to know somebody. I'm telling you this because it's just there's not enough people that care enough to spend their Sunday mornings sharing this information. They want to talk about this and they want to talk about that, but these things on a micro level are happening all over the world. Young girls are getting pregnant, young girls are getting abused by their father, their mothers are staying because the mother doesn't want to pay the bills by herself. She's scared, she doesn't have knowledge. The system doesn't teach people how to pay their bills. The education system needs to change so that when you come out of school, you know how to start a company. You know how to market. You know how to advertise. You know how to run a business. You know how to about credit scores and the importance of, about assets, hard assets, like, owning an apartment building. You have to understand the financial markets because it's a global economy now. It's, gone are the days of the industrial age. And with inflation, people need to understand how to start businesses because, a job simply doesn't cut it as far as, maybe in the beginning, but later on in life, you want a house, you want a car, you want to be able to travel and enjoy your life. You want to be able to, as people get older, they start to want to pull away because they understand a lot of people just end up hurting you, and their gossip, gossip is like a force, Jealousy is a force. The naysayers are a force. The home wreckers are like a force. So you have to find your way in this world where you have some peace and quiet, and you can make some money and enjoy your life. And you need life skills. And the schools, they just want to teach you about this foolish stuff. To teach them anything, but don't teach them about money, because we want them just to do these jobs so we can get the taxes off of them. And they don't care because they made their money. These politicians, they don't care. Those are the ones that make the laws in society, right? They don't care. They get their money all the time. They're on their power trips. They get their pensions. They don't care. And a lot of them haven't come from the hood. How the hell are you going to fix the hood if they haven't come from the hood? They haven't felt it. You can understand something all you want, but unless you feel it, how are you going to fix it? You know? We have to start inflicting trouble into these people's lives in a non-violent way. You know, like I was, they were, you could facilitate uncontested divorces and the lawyers come after you like they did me. But they got a surprise when I stood up to them. And I called the police, and I have police reports. And the judge on the case was the same judge that was not enforcing my child support order. Imagine, it's hard enough to make it on your own as a single mom, right? But when you have to do the part of two people, everything. I mean, everything. No, he doesn't come to get the kids every second weekend. Not even that. He doesn't even come to, doesn't bring presents at Christmas time. No child support. And then you have the same judge that when you go in and ask for him to enforce the order, and you show him like all the years he hasn't supported the kids, he looks at you, he's like, "You're lucky you even have this." In a courtroom. In what's supposed to be a democracy. This matters to everybody. Not, like, if you're looking at me, you're like, "Oh, this woman good, I'm a man." But this is, part of the attitude. If you're a man and you're looking at me and you're saying, "Good," one of the reasons you have that attitude is because the systems failed you when you were younger. They didn't teach you life skills so that you can make the money to support your kids. That it comes from that perspective. You still can't succumb to it. You still have to, but at least acknowledge it. At least acknowledge that he should, the right thing to do. We can get there. Can we get there to we like he should support his kids and be there and show them that he loves his kids? Can we at least get to that point? When I come forward and I speak, my intention is to help. And we have to get beyond, like, she's a woman, or she's a businesswoman, or she's, a single mom, whatever. And just hear what the intention, what I'm trying to do. Because there's too many people suffering. I see moms, they got 3 kids, they're all alone. And their kids are in another place because they're trying to move here in a different area to start a better life. So can you imagine being a little kid and your mom's gone away for 5 months trying to, get all settled and figured out, and she doesn't have any life skills? She's got a little job at a restaurant. That's the system. These politicians make big, big money. Judges, we're talking $250,000 salaries a year. Some monopolies, CEOs are making close to $600,000 a year in some places. I mean, we got Wall Street guys. I can show you online. One guy has 3 planes. 3 planes. And the system is just feeding, breeding these people that don't know anything about making money. They're unsuspecting, innocent. They spend their lives just struggling and suffering. And this guy comes along, born into, the privileged, not just money, but the world of the people that know better but don't do better. So it's very, very sad. I have to stop it for a minute.